The world stops when this game kicks off. Real Madrid versus Barcelona, El Clásico. No matter who you support, everyone watches. Because this isn't just another match. This is football's purest rivalry. And this year's clash on October 26th feels like something bigger. Not just about who wins, but what that win actually means. You got one side, Real Madrid, built on Xabi Alonso's discipline. The other side, Barcelona, still rediscovering themselves under Hansi Flick. One's a machine in motion, the other is still being assembled. But both can explode at any moment. Let's break it all down. Tactics, key players, storylines, and why this El Clásico can define the rest of La Liga. Every season, El Clásico rewrites itself. One year it's domination, the next, it's all about revenge. Last year, Barcelona owned this fixture. They won all 4 meetings across every competition, outscoring Madrid 16-7. But this season, under Xabi Alonso, Madrid look like a different animal. Take Kylian Mbappe, who's scoring goals for fun right now. He scored a hat-trick in last year's 4-3 loss and became the most prolific debut season scorer in Real Madrid's history. Now in his second season, he's not the newcomer, he's the headline. Opponents have studied him, doubled up, and tried every trick. But he's still leading La Liga with 11 goals and 9 matches. Meanwhile, Vinicius Jr. and Arda Güler sit among the league leaders for assists and chances created. Barcelona, though, they're unpredictable. They got good players too, like Pedri, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Frenkie de Jong. They can look unstoppable for 20 minutes and shaky in the next. They've been dealing with the injury bug so far this season. Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Pedri, Dani Olmo, who's always injured. But they've been able to tweak out some results. So can Madrid finally reassert dominance with Xabi Alonso, or can Flick's Barcelona discover last year's magic? Last season, Barcelona's defense was their superpower. Inigo Martinez led the line, Araujo swept everything behind him, and Flick's high press made them look impenetrable. Now, the cracks are showing. Inigo's in Saudi Arabia, Araujo isn't the same player, and Pau Kubasi, as gifted as he is still only 18. Through 9 La Liga matches, Barca have already conceded 12 goals, more than half of last year's total at this stage. Teams are learning how to time their runs and expose that high line. But the real issue starts higher up the pitch. Without Lamine Yamal or Rafinha pressing hard, the first line collapses. And if Pedri and Frenkie de Jong are able to control the midfield, Barcelona can't keep the structure. When the press fails, the high line becomes a liability. Sevilla, PSG, even Real Sociedad, they've all shown the blueprint. Wait for Barca's press to break, then hit the gap between Araujo or Kubasi. Girona could have had 3, and they broke the high line again and again and again. And that's exactly where Real Madrid thrive. Because Alonso's Madrid are built for chaos. Mbappe, Vinicius, Guler, they don't just attack space, they live in it. Give them a few yards to run into, and they'll rip that high line apart. So Flick's problem isn't about scoring, because Barca can do that. It's surviving Real Madrid's transition speed. But Real Madrid aren't perfect either. Yes, they look more modern and aggressive than ever, but that high line comes with risk. When it works, Madrid suffocates teams. But when it doesn't, they leave acres of space behind. Dean Howson has been phenomenal in possession, the most progressive passing center back in Europe at nearly 13 progressive passes per 90. But recovery speed isn't his strength. That's why Eder Militao's return has been huge. He brings balance, anticipation, and pace, qualities Madrid missed badly last season. And the fullbacks are shaping Alonso's system. Alvaro Carreras has quietly become one of the most trusted players, leading Madrid in touches per game and ranking top 3 in chances created from defense. He's aggressive in build-up, disciplined in recovery, and fearless in tight spaces. On the right, Trent Alexander-Arnold could possibly make his return. And if he's able to get the start, Madrid's build-up changes completely. His diagonal switches can pull Barca's press apart, creating instant channels for Mbappe or Guler to attack. Still, Alonso's system asks a lot. Midfielders press high, fullbacks invert, and center backs defend huge spaces. It's brave, it's modern, but it's hella risky. And when the press clicks, Madrid look unstoppable. But one mistrigger, one late step, and teams like Barcelona can play right through us. So yeah, Madrid at times can look like a powerhouse, but they're still learning how to walk that fine line between dominant and danger. Now let's talk about the midfield chess match, because in my opinion, this is where the game will be won. For Barcelona, it's all about Pedri. When he's on, Barcelona move differently, smoother, calmer, more synchronized. He's the connector between the defense and attack, the one who sets up the rhythm. Next to him, Frenkie de Jong has been operating deeper, almost as a hybrid six. He's the one tasked with breaking Madrid's first press. Risky, but effective when it works. The problem is when he and Pedri aren't on, Barcelona lose their intensity. They can control the possession, but they can't control the fight. For Madrid, the trio of Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and Valverde might be the most physically dominant midfield in Europe. They don't just defend, they hunt. Then there's Jude Bellingham, who's finally back to full fitness. Alonso using him slightly deeper this season, less chaos, more control, but he still arrives late in the box like a shadow. That timing makes him impossible to track. If Pedri and de Jong can beat Madrid's first press, Barca can dictate tempo. But if Tchouaméni and Camavinga set the tone early, if Valverde wins those duels, Barca could be chasing shadows. Now the key men for this game, the heroes of the El Clásico, some are obvious and some are not. For Real Madrid, it starts with Kylian Mbappé. 11 goals, 4 assists. He's running La Liga right now. Defenses panic when he drifts wide, midfielders follow him when he drops deep. He opens up lanes everywhere. And then there's Arda Güler, Madrid's creative pulse, leading the league in key passes and dictating tempo like a veteran. For Barcelona, it's Pedri. He's the heartbeat. He's averaging nearly 3 key passes per match since his return, quietly pulling every string. And Lamine Yamal, he has 7 goal involvements this season and plays with no fear. If he's fit, Carreras and Camavinga have to double up. And in this fixture, one flash of brilliance usually decides this match. Now the X factors. Every Clásico has one player that flips the script. For Madrid, it could be Fede Valverde. If he gets back to pressing like a madman and taking long-range rocket shots again, he could be a problem. If Trent Alexander-Arnold starts, his passing could break down Barcelona's shape. For Barcelona, I'm going to keep an eye on Ferran Torres and Marcus Rashford. Both are very aggressive in attack and have the ability to change a game in one moment of brilliance. And small moments decide big nights. So here we are again. The world stops and 22 players walk into history. For Real Madrid, it's about proving last season was a fluke and showing that Xabi Alonso's tactics are elite. For Barcelona, it's all about rediscovering that rhythm that made them dominant a year ago. You've got Mbappe and Guler rewriting Madrid's attack, Pedri and Yamal carrying Barca's future, and Hansi Flick and Xabi Alonso's going tactic for tactic to see who comes out on top. This isn't just another match. This is war on a football pitch. Drop your predictions in the comments. Scoreline, scores, and surprises. I'll reply to them right up to the kickoff. And if you're backing Los Blancos like I am, smash that like button and hit subscribe. A la Madrid. Peace.